What is up, everybody? The lifeguards are gone. It is time to get this Night Swim in, Night Swim podcast. I'm your co-host, Dax, along with your other co-host, Elvis. How are you doing, Elvis?
I am doing great. What a crazy month for swim content. We had Pan Packs, we had European Championships, and we had Lochte interview part one and part two. By the way, if you're listening to this podcast right now, if you are a member of the Blackstroke Nation or one of our YouTube members, you can also listen to part two right now. So you're getting a double episode this week. Members only.
All right. Yeah, take care of those. You want to be on the winning team. You got to get on the winning team.
Pick a side.
Yeah, pick a side. So updates, there's one right there. Make sure you're getting our membership so you can get access to the exclusive content. I have my little area of exclusive content I'm going to be adding up there too, which will be some talking about technique stuff, which correlates into one of our topics of a race that happened this weekend, certain world record. And
also, everyone who becomes a member gets a free package of Burrow's Best.
Yes, that reminds me. I need the people who have sent. Some people have already sent me their mailing addresses, so I'll send that to you.
Cool.
So yeah, man, we're on it. We had some giveaways during the Pan Pack Championship. Some people got access to some content from my personal brand, Rakely. So make sure you're joining that membership, guys. We're trying to take this thing to the next level and give it to the people who want to have it. So join the membership.
It's actually really cheap now that I think about it. I mean, we did that on purpose because we wanted to test that this could be done, one. And then two, pretty much all the giveaways, it pays for itself.
Yeah. With the membership. So, help us help you guys. Once again, Burrow's Best, tear-free shampoo made with all natural ingredients, built by swimmers for swimmers. So, I said that backwards. Built by a swimmer for swimmers. So make sure you're joining us, man. Join us. Like you said, pick a side. We are going to jump right into our first topic, which is Pan Pacific Championships. What a meet. What a meet. I guess we'll touch on the major points. We have the epic crash and burn of Tex Bowman swimmers. We have Pro team. We have UVA balling. We have a bunch of technical errors where swimmers were leading out well, and you could tell in the first 50 if they were going to be able to sustain it or not. Pallister balled out and showed that she may become in the new household name for freestyle events. What did you think about this meet, Elvis?
For me, I think I would say top three races of this meet for me were the 50 free world record, Kate Douglas. I would say second would be maybe Sam Short. No. Would be Lanny Pallister beating Katie Ledecky in the 800. And third, I think, would be Sam Short dominating in the distance events.
Yeah, Sam Short, period.
Sam Short, period. And then I would say some notable things to touch on would be just overall how poorly the U.S. men performed in this meet. And then if you really want to dive into it, how poorly those that train at the Texas Pro Group performed at this meet as well.
Yeah, it is we're going to go ahead and show this just so we can know that Night Swim is always right. If you're a member of the Rakely Technique Solutions Library, every month we do a race stroke analysis. We'll look at either swimmers that I'm working with, young, 10 and unders, 11 and unders, teenagers, collegiate swimmers, professional swimmers. And in last month's, for the month of July, we compared Kate Douglas's sprint freestyle stroke versus Gretchen Walsh's freestyle stroke. Now, usually in a sprint freestyle, there's like three main things you like to see. There's anchor kicks, which is there's a down kick connected to your catch and a down kick connected to your exit on each side, right? You have the stroke rate, which you want to be around 0.9 to a second. Anything over that is a little slow on the tempo, but Cesar Cielo was a 109, which is 100 freestyle tempo when he broke his world record. So it's not the end all be all. And the final thing is the power position. And what that is, it's your arm being at 6 o'clock when you're pulling, when you're halfway, and the other, or when you're flat, which means your other arm has hit the water and your body started rotating. So you end up with like a third of your pull to halfway, getting you to flat, and then the whole rest of your pull through the back end of your rotation. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this image up so y'all can see it. And I'll talk you through it, those of you who are listening. All right. And I would say, damn, it feels good to be right. This is last month, guys. So here we have right side, left side. You have the anchor kick, sprint anchor kick. You have the tempo breakdown for the stroke rate, which is 0.2 when you go from that flat position with your arm in the water to extending under your chin. And you have a 0.6, which is the pull time. For the 50 free to about the 400, it's 0.6. It starts getting longer after that 800 in the mile. It's like 0.8. Sun Yang's case, I believe he was almost a second and a half, which is crazy. But and then you have the recovery speed, which is usually 0.2 in the air. So for Kate Douglas, she hits her anchor kicks on both sides, right side and left side. And there's 4 kicks in sprint freestyle, right? Your catch, your exit, and then right, left. Kate Douglas' stroke rate was a 115 on her right side and a 116 on her left side. And then the power position, that 6 o'clock spot where you're guaranteed to use your rotation and your pull correctly. Kate is both it on the left and the right. Whereas Gretchen has a really janky connection in her sprint ankle kick. She goes the wrong leg and then kind of has to float a little bit out front so the other leg can catch up. But then she'll down kick with the wrong catch. So it's 2 question marks under her grid of boxes. Right arm, 1.18 stroke rate. Left arm, 1.6. No power position on the right arm and barely one on the left. Now, when you look at people like Cesar Cielo, you look at Nathan Adrian, you look at Cam McAvoy, all these elite sprinters traditionally hit these timings. Gretchen does not. So, there's some masking going on with her dolphin kick. I'm definitely not a fan of her, the way she swims in general. You could see the difference between her sprint free, 50 free, and her 100 free, how when she starts getting tired, her stroke changes into something else. So she doesn't have control over her swimming. And, it showed up here in a big way. You got one swimmer who's the only thing holding her back was her tempo. I bet if we go look at her 50 free, it was much shorter of a stroke rate. And we have one girl who's, got Scottie Pippen arm links down to her hands touching her knees, who should be the fastest swimmer. And, the results speak for themselves. You can't hide from a high skill level or lack of a high skill level. So, that was my number 1 race. Eddie Pallister balling out was my number 2. And then Sam in the 400, I remember we talked to him about if these distance races were about punking people. And you could see it at the 150, man. Those boys quit. And you hear the announcer, and I guess the race is for silver medal. Sam checked those boys and left. Shout out to, I can't even think of, what's Team USA? Bobby. Shout out to Bobby.
Bobby Fink.
You got to quit letting this man do you like this, man.
He did his best. He came out with an interview that said the meet didn't go as he wished it went. We've all been there. Good. You did your best. No,
whoever's his coach, you need to smack him for that. I wish. Jesus Christ, man.
So let's talk about that 50 free. She goes 23.19, which is
absurd.
I have no words. I think that's probably the first time I watched a race in a long time, and my jaw dropped. So,
yeah, same.
I don't even think I was that stunned when Cam broke the world record.
Same.
I think I was more stunned with this than I was for Cam, and that brings up an interesting question. Do you think this 50 free world record is more impressive than the men's 50 free world record?
Definitely. I think anytime I see a girl start going guy times, I'm impressed. I'm way more impressed. Like when Ariana went that 46 for the first time, it was like,
yeah, that was insane too.
Yeah, that is grimy. And so, yeah, if it had said 22.99, like that's insane.
I would shut the show down.
Yeah.
I would have canceled the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my best, and I'm like an NCAA champion, like I was 22.9 or 8, I think. So shout out to Kate Douglas.
She's catching up. Well, you know what? The Gretchen's butterfly time is getting real close to mine. So who are we to talk now?
Yeah. But
what's even crazier though is she dropped like 0.3 from prelims to finals in a 50. Where do you find that?
Tempo, probably the recovery speed, really.
And in the final, her touch wasn't the best. She didn't have the best finish. Definitely going to see a 22.9. We are definitely going to see a 22.9.
Yeah, we should.
In the next year and a half.
But yeah, she owned those girls in the freestyle events.
That's good.
You know, I've also talked in other races that her breaststroke is she waits too long to kick. So, you know, you might be not that I'm gonna hang it up, but put some serious thought into definitely making that freestyle or the breaststroke a not even a 1B, well, not even 1A, 1B, but make it a legitimate number 2.
What are they doing over at Virginia? What's the secret sauce? What's in the water?
You got a girls priority team training with men.
Yeah, that usually does it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I've witnessed that firsthand.
Yeah, so the girls are getting to train like guys, and they're the important thing. So you got it right there. That's it.
You think the guys of Virginia will ever? Not that they're doing horribly, but do you think they will ever ascend to that level?
No, just because of it's. I think the big time swimmers. Well, now that there's cap limits, you know, you're going to get some higher quality talent going to not slower schools, but the non-blue blood schools. That's the way to say it. And UVA is a conference blue blood. They ain't like a national blue blood, like a Cal. Like I would even throw Auburn in there, Texas, Stanford, Indiana, USC should be, right? Where Florida, there's another one where you're like, you go there for the culture and the history of winning.
Right.
Right. UVA's men has never been that. So, and that's a big part. You want to be a part of a legacy of greatness, right? Like Texas is like that. Oh, yeah, you get to go get coached by Eddie. Yeah, you get to go get coached by Bobman. Wow, Bobman.
Bowman. Even that name.
Oh, that might be that's a name right there, Bobman. But like the legacy of Texas, whatever Bob does wrong or can't do, the history of Texas will make up for that. Just like football. Texas started stinking it up, but the name brand carried it for like another decade before they really started stinking.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, I would say moving on from that to Lani Pallister beating Katie Ledecky in that 800. Now, we kind of predicted that was going to happen when we saw, what was the
200.
That was what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, we were like, or was it the 1500?
So it was the 200, and then the next day we saw that she was first seed or whatever, second seed in the 1500. And I was like, oh, dang. So this girl came down because she was a 1500 girl. That's what somebody told us in the chat, that she was a 1500 swimmer and she comes down to do the 200. She started to learn how to do that.
Yeah, when we saw that race and how, close she was, it was like, if I'm Ledecky, I'm worried about tomorrow.
Yeah.
I remember we said those words, and she came and showed up, put a little bit of a spanking on Ledecky, and you know what? It was bound to happen. Ledecky's had a good run, a long run, and now people catching up. That's what happens.
Yeah. But I will say this, though. Ledecky, you got a bum left arm. It's a bum left arm. I'm telling you. I can see it. Okay? Come down to Austin, Texas. Holler at your boy. Okay? When you go here, you arrive in the airport, you go to the little information desk and you say, where's Dax Hill? Okay? And then, I'll show up like the Batman signal in the sky and we'll get you sorted. All right. I did the same thing for Dressel. We see how that nightmare is now. I've done the same thing. I reached out to Natalie Hines. I reached out to Simone. And it's like, and then I sit here and watch Kate Douglas smoke Gretchen a month before it happens. And I'm like, oh. And I think Gretchen had the world record at the time. And it's like, no, she's not going to hold on to it. She is not a mechanically sound swimmer. This girl does everything right. All she needs to do is get this much better, and it's going to multiply over X amount of strokes in a 50 free. Cancel Christmas. So fly down here, go to that info desk, put the bag signal up. When the city calls, I always answer.
I'm willing to bet my next 7 paychecks that's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah, of course not, because they're unwilling to turn over every stone to win.
And we will see the results of that.
I mean, we did see them at this meet.
Facts.
Yeah.
And lastly,
what more do they need?
Friend of the show, as they call it, Sam Pax, Sam Short, just annihilating it, then going into the interviews and, taking shots.
Love it.
Love it. Not to be confused with taking shots of alcohol, taking shots at people, because we do know some Australians love to do that per our last.
Yeah, they love to get down.
Yeah, they like to get down. But no, Sam, friend of the show, came out, did what he had to do, had a great meet. And we seen the men's 1500 world record get broken at European Championships by German, his name escapes me right now. Anyway, but we know Sam is chasing that world record in that 400 and that 800. So it's getting closer and closer each time.
Yeah, I think he's going to get that 1500 too, though, man. I think if he gets in that 4, he's got it. He's got it. Because 14:33 is still a very nasty 1500 time.
Johannes Liebmann was his name, by the way, the German.
Yeah, that'll escape you.
Yeah, for some reason, the name Lieberman was in my head, and I was like, I know that's not it. So I didn't want to mess up his name. Johannes Liebmann.
How old?
How old is this guy? 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nasty.
Crazy. Even a junior.
Nasty.
I mean, we got some crazy young kids now. Even junior Pan Packs, you got Luka Mijatovic, the kid going to Texas.
Yep.
I mean, he did a Sam Short himself. He swept all of the freestyles.
Yeah, it's getting dirty out here, guys. It's getting dirty. So on to our next topic. We have Mr. Burroughs is owed an apology.
That photo is crazy.
Yeah, you look like LeBron.
Yeah, Jesus.
Good job, Jay.
Yeah, Jay with the AI. I actually own that sweater. So you must have pulled an actual photo of me.
Yeah. So Elvis, who owes you an apology?
Okay, so I'm scrolling online, just wasting time, and I come across a SwimSwam article titled, and I have it right here, so I don't want to mess it up. How did the new Bowman swimmers perform at their end of season meets? And I'm scrolling. I'm like, that's interesting. Who asked for this article? Why do we need to point this out? So I'm scrolling through this.
I'm liking how this is going so far.
Let me see what the comments, my favorite, the comment section. And there are people in these comment sections literally calling for Bowman to be sent to the gulag.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure I saw someone said pull out the guillotine for Bob Bowman, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But there's a common theme I've seen in these threads, starting from Pat, all the way from Pan Packs. And I'm sure that's what spurred this article from Swim Swam. But they're all repeating the same thing I said on this show
months ago,
6+ months ago. I am owed an apology, and I want a big, fat one from all of you. All of you. Elvis is right. Night Swim was right. Night Swim is always right. I'm waiting. You know what?
You know what's amazing is the type of run we've had being right. That is absurd.
It's actually really absurd when you think about it. But what's even worse is that nobody wants to give the two black men credit for being right. And I've tested this theory. I've seen somebody comment on a Swim Swam article something we've said on the show, like almost verbatim. 30 upvotes. Praise. Oh my gosh, this guy's so right. I will go and comment the exact same thing. 30 downvotes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah. And we're not saying it's a race thing, guys. We're just saying some haterade in the water. We too swaggy, we too confident, we having fun. And people just, you out there like Squidward looking at SpongeBob and Patrick, and we having the time of our lives.
I feel, you know what? I think I should just accept the apology. I accept your apology, guys.
Yeah.
Put
the statement out.
I think this is their way of apologizing to us by parroting what they've heard us say. When you get in a fight with your brother and then like you see him afterwards and you're like, hey, you want a piece of pizza? Like you don't say I'm sorry, but you just kind of I think that's what the commenters are doing. They're apologizing without saying it. So
what do they call it? A mea culpa, I think is what it's called.
So here I am saying, I see you, I hear you. Thank you for your apology. And just listen to us when we say it the first time. Why do we have to fight? Why do we have to fight? We could all just be friends.
Here we go. Mea culpa is a phrase of Latin origin that means my fault or my mistake, and is an acknowledgement of having done wrong. The expression is also used as an admission of having made a mistake that should have been avoided by listening to Night Swim, and in a religious context may be accompanied by symbolically beating the breast when uttering the words, oh, like, my bad. So yeah, it is what it is. Night Swim is always right, guys. Y'all can look like wise elders, and we don't even need credit for it. Just you can either say Night Swim is always right or just follow our lead. Like we've been saying, pick a side.
Yeah. So I put on the Instagram. I screenshotted the article and I was like, wow, not a single person said Night Swim was right. And then I went and checked like 10 minutes later, and there was like 4 or 5 comments that just said Night Swim was right. Night Swim was right. Yeah. So sorry to the Swim Swam editors if your site got bombarded with some of our minions, but it had to be said. It had to be said.
Yeah.
And shout out to our followers. Please don't let something like that slip again. If you see people blaspheming us one more time, gotta let them know. Just remind them. But I also got to point out, somebody in the comments did some math. They took all of Bob Bowman's swimmers and the ones who swam as expected, ones who swam above and beyond, ones who underperformed, yada, yada, yada. Guess what percentage of swimmers swam Acceptable.
North of 90. No, acceptable. South of 40.
Less than
Acceptable.
20, less than 20%.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that.
Less than 20% of Bowman swimmers swam well. So here's a question. Do you think there's going to be a shakeup at that pro group? Like, do you think anybody's going to move? Anybody's going to leave?
See, okay, so we have a multi-layered issue right here, right? The whole point really of it's like this, it should be the major point, but the whole point of having a pro group is having a collection of talent to push each other against, right? Now, it should be to make money. Okay. So because that's not the focus, you're going to have a lot of people looking at Bowman in their pro group like, what happened? Right? Like, I forgot Shane Cassis was even a swimmer until the 100 fly.
A lot of people did, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like, that's a problem. Now, if Shane was getting paid because you had your pro group getting paid like pros, like they had some brand deal, they'll probably be like, you know what, I'll stick it out. I'm getting good. I trust Bob to figure it out. But now you got nothing financially holding people back, which is the best incentive. And people are going to be looking at this. Now, there's the only, I think, saving grace, maybe, is that we got to look at Phelps, right? Now, this is a good example and a bad example because Phelps is a one-of-one genetic marvel, right?
Yep.
On top of the work ethic and, all the great things that they say about him. He always would go to non-Olympic meets and swim a severely reduced schedule, right? So we're talking about 3, maybe 4 events max, right? 100, 2 IM, 100 fly, 2 fly, maybe another event.
Sometimes
right?
a 4 a.m. maybe.
Right, exactly. These swimmers went to this meet and like attacked the schedule and tried to actually swim events, right? Especially the people who really suffered. Summer, you could say Carson Foster if you wanted to. Obviously, Shane, whatever happened to him. Hobson swam the 2 free and the 4 free, wasn't too high. And I think some of these people you could look at and be like, they're not the 1% of 1% genetic talent like a Hobson, right? So he's going to suffer a lot more. And traditionally, they're either swimming less events so they can really ball out in one, or they're and they don't usually go their best swimming at these meets. Now, in the past, you have a guy like Phelps who really highlights it. He's going to win regardless. He's just got that the heart, right, to make sure he wins. And I think the softness of our sport, especially Team USA, was shown. I think that Bodman's overall philosophy, at least looking from the outside, looking in and looking at how the swimmers swim, got exposed a little bit. But in a nutshell, yeah, I would think these swimmers have to. I would think Simone has to. Yeah, I think, they got to. They got to look at it. Whether or not anybody leaves, I don't know, because where would they go?
I don't think anybody's going to leave yet. I think out of embarrassment, honestly. I think they'll stay out of embarrassment. Because you already see the excuses. Oh, Bob's training for the Olympics. He's not checking for this. They're training through pan packs. Really? You're going to train for 4 years straight and then tape? Okay. That's the biggest cop-out excuse I've ever heard. So I don't think because a lot of them just got there.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to leave that quickly. I think they're going to try to give it a real chance. Like somebody like Summer. Like I don't see her leaving now.
Yeah, she ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't see Simone leaving now. I don't see – if anybody leaves right now, it would be one of the men, like maybe Foster or Cassis. But what I could see is if there's an average to bad season next year, plus another terrible big meet, then the sheep are going to scatter. But it's going to be too late. They're going to panic pre-Olympics and all try to rush to go somewhere, and it's going to be too late. That's what I see happening. Now, I'll be nice. I'll throw a lifeline. I think Bob Bowman can still turn this around.
I do too.
I think he can turn this around. I think he's going to have to figure out what to do with this pro group, where his focus is, how they need to be properly rested. Because the two people that swam great, Leon Marchand and Hubie Coase, both of them left Texas to go to European championships like a month in advance, or at least 3 weeks. So they've had 3 to 4 weeks away from Bob Bowman, pretty much.
Right.
To get right. Everyone else did not. So I think that's a big clue already. I think he can turn it around. I think if he's willing to look inward and be like, okay, what I've been doing the past 30 years clearly only works for the freaks of natures. And I have really good swimmers on my team. They're not freaks. They're not a bunch of Michael Phelpses.
Right.
Also, when you look at this pro team, the vibe I get is a group of individuals, not a team.
Yeah.
And I believe that's going to hurt them too. Because how are you trained? Are you training as an individual swimming next to an individual, or are you training as a pro team pushing each other to be better? Because then that's really the benefit of being on a pro team, is that you're with people. And as much as I hated Team Elite and it was strictly out of jealousy, Team Elite had that nailed. Like it was
for sure.
There was a team atmosphere about it,
Yeah, like I remember we went Katie Miley's birthday, and this is, me being degenerate also.
Right.
And, we're having some drinks, and I'm just like, I was like, we should go out after this. And I took the call, and Cole was like, yeah. And then Cole hits Ryan around. It's like, yeah. And they start making their calls like while we're at dinner, and then they're like, all right, we're going to this club, and this club, and this club, and this club. And we had an awesome time that night.
Right. And it's just, you just don't see that vibe from this group. I could be wrong. I'm looking from the outside in, but I was also looking at Team Elite from the outside in, and I saw it from there.
Yeah.
So if I'm not seeing it from the outside in, then it's not there enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you 1,000%. So here's the thing though, right? And I think this is like, you're right. First of all,
always.
Because obviously, this may be not a good comparison because Eddie Reese is just that good,
There we go.
But our pros were Longhorn alums. And when you're a Longhorn alum, or whenever you're an alum of your school, you're allowed to stay there and train with the team, the college team. Mm-hmm. It's when you're not an alum and you come in, I think there's only one spot reserved for outsiders. I think this is nationwide. Like it's an actual NCAA rule. So we have Foster, who is pro, right? Texas grad. Summer, no. Casas, no. Leon, no. Simone, no. Reagan, no. Right? And is there anybody else in the pro group?
I called Hubie, but he's not in the pro group, right? He's in the team.
Right. But I think he might train with him a few times. I think that's what I rumored. But you can do that. That's not an NCAA violation. So here's the thing with Eddie's situation is all of our pros trained with the college team and were on the college schedule. Mm. Now, obviously that goes into hurting, racing more often and being fast at every meet, right? But at the same time, you're having to do a lot less management of a sure thing, right? If you're on a college team, you need to go fast twice a year. You can put everybody on that same schedule. And realistically, your pros only need to go fast once a year in August, right? Mm-hmm. So you can manage that schedule a lot better versus you may have pros who you got to coach with a completely different mentality, a completely different temperament. And Bob was not hired there to coach a pro team.
Right.
He's hired there to coach the college team. So that's what I'm saying. The importance of this is that if he's going to coach the college team, you need these pros in the college program, but that can't happen because of the rules. So when you look at it like that, hey, we might have a night swim is right. Night swim first right here. Speculation. When you look at that, the pro swimming it makes a lot of sense, right? You look at the college teams sliding as well. If he's splitting his attention, it makes a lot of sense as well. Because the UT men they won, but they weren't like dominant like they normally, like a winner normally is.
They did not swim well.
Exactly.
And we said that on the show back then.
Yeah. So that you may not be able to coach both groups with 100% because he clearly is only giving each of them maybe 90.
Right. Maybe he's half-assed in two groups instead of whole-ass in one.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Now, the whole rule about pros swimming with college, just for the listeners, there's ways around it. Because I know many pro groups that train with the college team. I've been a part of groups that trained with college teams that I was an alum of. There's ways around it. So I'm not going to knock him as if that's not happening, but it does get more difficult when you have a pro group of that size training with the college team, because then it's like now you're running out of lane space, etc. So sometimes, I think once you hit that size, you have to train outside of the college team. And, if you're doing different meets or you're resting for different stuff, it makes more sense.
Yeah. And, some people can pull it off. Some people are bipolar schizophrenic where you can jump personalities and you're just that good like me. You're a little bipolar in you. But it's a hard thing, especially the changing of temperament and your expectations. The way you're going to coach, like anything about this, the way you're going to coach a 19-year-old Texas freshman is going to be completely different than the way you coach a 19-year-old Summer. It's going to be completely different than the way you coach a Reagan Smith or a Simone Manuel, who are both 29 years old and have won, versus a 20-year-old who's made NCAAs, but because Texas makes everybody make the team, he got left at home.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's set up for him to fail. But, like you said, he's half-assing two. At least that's what I think. And I think you said it best, half-assing two groups.
Yeah. And, when you have a pro group at that level, you're more so managing than coaching. You're managing egos, whereas a college team, you're coaching and developing. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how it turns out. Again,
I think something else that's. Oh, wait, go ahead. It's my bad.
Yeah, I don't see anyone leaving immediately, but I think if they continue down this road, you'll start to see the sheep scatter. I think, honestly, this person who should leave right away should be Simone. I don't think we've already said we don't think she should have been there in the first place. I think Reagan is getting beat down pretty bad as well. She's deteriorating.
Let's give them some landing spots.
Let's
be the heroes. Let's start with Simone. I think she needs to hightail it to David, Cal. So David Marsh is now, I think he's at a San Diego swim club.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that. It's something like that. He's not, I don't think he's at Cal right now. And if he is, then, misreport on my side.
No, he's not at Cal. Remember, he retired or left or something.
Okay.
But he's still in the swim game.
Yeah. So David, Cal, surprise, Indiana.
Huh?
Or, yeah. Or you need to make the same advice that I gave Caleb and go live in Australia for a year.
She could go to California with the homies at ASB.
Yeah, but I think I'm not even going to say that because shout out to them. They've been nothing but respectful towards us, so I ain't going to say anything that can be misconstrued. But I think if you're going to do that, you go for the full Monty and just go hang out with McAvoy.
I think what you wanted to say, and I'll say it in a better way than you probably would say it. They have remnants of what Cam is doing, just not the full. They're not doing the full dildo of it, just the tip.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's exactly. That's saying it better than I would have said it. Jesus Christ.
What I was going to say is they're doing like diet Cam Zero.
Cam Light.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Reagan Smith. So we got 100 backstroke star, 200 backstroke star, 2 butterfly star.
This one's almost obvious.
Who?
UVA.
Yeah, good call.
But they're getting kind of crowded too. But Coach Todd DeSorbo seems to be having success on both sides. So maybe he's figured out the system.
Yeah. I'd say for now, UVA or you stay your ass in Texas.
Really?
Yeah. I think the thing is 2 fly 4 AM for free, all like cross train each other.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I missed on Hobson. That was the other person. So UVA, you stay, or who has really good backstrokers that's not UVA right now?
Is that Cal?
Yeah, I was about to say maybe that's Cal. I don't like Cal for her though, because training for men's this is just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Training for men's 2-back is a little different than training for a girls' 2-back.
Send her to Terry McKeever.
Yeah. Hey, she may need that kick in the ass though. Who knows? You know, some people thrive under it. I mean, it's not like her swimmers didn't thrive under it. So, or win. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Leon, I think you got to stay. Yeah,
you got to stay. I think Hobson got to stay. Hubie got to stay. Casas and Foster, I don't know.
I think you send Casas to Indiana or UVA.
Indiana. UVA is for the girls.
Yeah, but I think he would do. He's so athletic. I think he'd do well there, as long as he's stuck with state training with the those ladies.
I think they all need to go on a month vacation first. That's what they all need to do.
3 months.
They need to go. What they should do is just do a month of minimal training. Like when I say, actually, let's say 2 months. 2 months of flopping around in the water. And they need to do 4 swim meets within those 2 months, maybe 5. And just race the hell out of them. And I guarantee you, each meet, they will get better each time. And they'll be like, what the hell is happening? I'm training less, I'm racing more, and I'm getting faster. And it doesn't make sense. I guarantee that's what's going to happen. And they need that.
Okay. Yeah. I would say 3 months to be real with you, but
just a whole summer. That's what they should have done the whole summer. Starting in May. They should have started racing in May and just chilled out all the way through Pan Packs.
Yeah.
And just went to every Grand Prix, every local meet, whatever.
Yeah. And it was David Johnston, but he's in Florida already. He left. Foster, I say you head to UVA, not UVA, Florida.
Train with Ledecky and the Fink Man.
Yeah. And then I think either Cal or David, just because he's a small guy. He's like 5'11", 6 foot. Yeah. And I think he needs to work a lot more on being explosive, get his fast twitchiness up. And I think Dave Durden and David Marsh will both be really good for that. Or you got to go full tilt on that 4 AM and go get that distance work in with the intenseness of the Florida guys.
I thought you were going to say send them to Australia with Dean Boxall or training with Sam Short.
That might be a good call too. I forgot about Dean. Yeah, that might be. Yeah,
actually, I would say Sam Short. Just learn how to take it out quick.
Yeah. Be the monkey with the big nuts. So either Dean or Sam Short. Yeah, I like that a lot. Foster to Sam Short. Yeah, that'd be good because Sam's gonna be up in there busting his ass talking that heat.
He needs
So
it.
yeah, I like that one a lot. That's the perfect fit. That's the perfect because that's like exactly his weakness.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. And Sam is Sam's a good guy. Sam ain't nice.
Yeah.
That's good call on that one. Sam Short, Carson Foster, that's magic right there.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Have fun down under, buddy.
Yeah. Shout out to Night Swim. All right. Go ahead.
None of them will listen to us, and then we'll be right back here in a few months saying Night Swim was right.
Yeah.
When they do move.
Yeah. Yeah. How bad do you want to win? What's the price you're willing to pay? Got to pay the cost to be the boss. Shout out to Big Snoop D-O-double-G. All right. Our next one, Sara Curtis. We have another Night Swim was right. Some of y'all may remember me pulling the mic up to the face and saying, Sara motherfucking Curtis. And then the next week or 2 weeks later, pops off that 50-back world record. First Black woman to have an individual world record long course. 19 years old, got the face card, got the swag, got the sauce. She is primed to be not even the next swim star. If Ryan didn't exist, Mr. Lochte, Sara would be primed to be the first swim star.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
Now, Sara, I've never begged anyone to come on this show, but I'll beg if I have to. I want Sara Curtis on the show.
For sure.
One, because she's killing it right now. Two, our first guest was Josh Leando, black male swimmer. We've never had a female swimmer on the show yet. It's only fitting that our first female guest is a black female swimmer. So
world record holder.
And we're a record holder. So it's got to be Sara Curtis until Simone Manuel calls us back.
Yeah. You got to open invite, Simone. Holla.
Still open. So Sara, come on the show. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. I think on top of that, I didn't mention this, but she's like top 3, top 4, 5 in freestyle events and backstroke events. I think I may have said this when I predicted that she's the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker, Blaxican Skywalker. If Italy can put together 3 relays, even if they're not gold, she could walk out of there with 8 medals. So go get it, Sara.
She had a great European Championships, though.
Yeah.
Great European Championships. European Championships really just showed that USA's got some work to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had 3 guys under 47 in the 100 free. You had all 3 guys 21 lows in the 50 free. I mean, and we saw Leon balling out, saw Hubie Coase balling. It's a tough road ahead for this side of the Pan Pac side of the world, minus Australia.
Still training in the U.S., getting that U.S. training, but we're not going to touch on that. We've touched on that before.
That's true. That is true. A lot of the Europeans are getting trained in the U.S. and swimming better than the Americans. So maybe is it a culture thing?
I mean, well, no matter what it is, USA Swimming needs to be running up. They need to put a little check on this. Hey, you want to train over here? Like, we're always right. It's only a matter of time before USA Swimming starts charging these federations to have your kids come kick our ass voluntarily.
Anyway, shout out Sara Curtis. Great meet. We called it. We said you do great things. Keep doing them.
Yeah, balling. Jim Jones. Up next, like we said, there is a lot going on in the swimming world right now. Summer Standard. I was watching her meet. I fuck with Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 19-year-old. Shout out. She is the closest thing to, I'm gonna say a dickhead in the swimming world. I'm talking Lily King, talking shit, don't care. Yeah, I'm not up to my standard. I'm not happy. I lost. I'm not happy. I'm not going to fake it. She looks like she is a champion when she loses. She's not happy. She's not satisfied. She's not going to fake it. And then, she gets on the mic and says, hey, like, this is unacceptable. I expect more. Step your game up, Bob. Like, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so I wanted us to talk about this because on the article where she was quoted in this, in the comments section, a lot of people were kind of dogging her out for it. They were saying she was being a sore loser and like this isn't becoming of her and she shouldn't be talking like this. And I'm reading these, I'm like, what did she say wrong? And then it hit me. This is good old-fashioned sexism.
Explain, elaborate.
If Michael Phelps had got on the mic and said that, it would have been like, oh, that is the heart of a champion. That's how a champion talks. But then Summer says the same thing, and all of a sudden it's rude and disrespectful, and she's a sore loser. That didn't sit right with me. I think she got the short end of the stick because they were judging her because she's a woman who said that.
I think I'm not going to say ignorant to things like the racism. I'll just chalk it up and being like, yo, you suck. Like, this is what it is. Like, they're just hating on you because they want to hate. I can definitely see that, though. I think that's just a double standard of life. I don't get into the club for free.
Yeah.
If I get some cleavage on and go downtown, I'm probably getting thrown out the bar. Right? So it's
depends on the bar.
Depends on the bar. Hey, yo. But, I think that some of that's part of the game. But yeah, it is definitely, I think that's more so just swimming in general. And I think the thing that makes Summer stick out more is, one, she's young. Two, and so you and girls tend to have like a brattiness is like a much more acceptable girl like insult. You know what I mean?
That's the word they were using.
Yeah. And
so her a brat.
Yeah. And so what? I'm a brat. Own it. I expect to win. This is not good. I got Summer, if you just some advice, sometimes you got to really lay it on thing. Be like, I got my ass kicked out there. I did not come here to get my ass kicked. It's like, they'll kind of back off because then at least you're showing, they want to see the top dog submit. So you're kind of feeding them a little bit of that. But yeah, sometimes you just got to let them know, like, hey, I got my ass kicked. I do not like it. It doesn't feel good. You saw me out there with the powder puff face on. I'm going to be back though. Yeah.
But yeah, you said it right though. You said you're a brat too. I know I'm a brat when I lose.
Yeah.
But they would never call us that. They would never use that word. But they use it for her.
Yeah.
Double standard.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like, they won't give us credit on stuff, right? Double standard.
They'll call us mean and aggressive because we don't smile in the hallway.
Yeah. Or we cover all of swimming, negative stuff included. Now we're the bad guys. But really, we're just truth tellers. We're somebody you can actually rely on.
Yeah. But so Summer, I feel your pain,
love it.
Summer. I feel your pain, Summer. I get it.
Yeah. It ain't easy being cheesy, dog.
But no, she's right though. She's owning up to it. She's gonna come back stronger, come back harder. I look forward to it.
Yeah, you gotta, let them chirp. Let them chirp. Don't be stunning none of that, Summer. You'll be fine. Just you gotta talk to Bobman and figure out a new schedule or whatever it is, and you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Let the haters hate. Haters are fans. They gotta watch to say whatever they're gonna say. So
Right.
Shout out to Summer. All right, the marketing battle or lack of in swimming.
You got to show me how to add photos up because I want to throw some stuff up there. Oops.
So if you go to at the bottom where it says, and this is some of y'all, if you use a what's it called, StreamYard, if you go to present or invite next to everybody's face, you click present and present present, and then it'll say slides and PDFs, camera, video file, image file, share screen.
Okay, perfect.
So share screen would be like if you wanted to show like a YouTube video and get copyright striked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Cool. But man, I don't know if this is a rule or not. I think swimming, you gotta be name dropping whatever brands represent you in your post-race interview. You got it. Like I was watching it and I was like, this is such a massive opportunity and nobody's seizing on it. Like you can't tattoo on your forehead tier or Nike or whatever. Bob Rick's auto parts store, right? You can't do any of that. So you moment you get on that mic, you're like, yeah, I took my pre-race, my NO Explode. Wow, NO Explode. There's a throwback. NO Explode pre-race. Got the jittery tingles from. I'm gonna overdo it, America. From my beta alanine supplied by blah 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 blah. I got on. I'm back there listening to with my Beats headphones. On the Apple Music. Listening to Yo Money, I'm a hot, or what is it? What they do when getting money, what they do when getting money. You gotta drop. Name drop, like walk them through it. Get your paper up. I think, and if you're not doing that was a little extreme, but you gotta name drop during your post-race interviews. Anytime there's a mic in front of you, plug.
We really don't see enough of that though. Like I know I always complain how bad swimmers have been with marketing, but it almost seems like they're getting worse. And how much more can I beg them to be better? I don't get it. I mean, you
just gotta keep saying it. Just keep saying it.
Screaming. You got Dressel, who straight up abandoned his sponsor. Rumor is Casas did the same thing because he was with the Boar. And then, like you said, like the pro team doesn't have a sponsor for the pro team. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then I just anyway. So I don't want to. I've avoided hyping up other brands that do not sponsor the show, but we've gotten to a point now. It's become. I want to talk about the marketing. So, top 3 companies right now that are winning the marketing game. First one. Now let me go from number 3. Number 3, we have. Let's see here. Let me see how I can pull up.
Wait. First, deliver your standards for like what it means to win. Like, is it visibility of images? Is it people talking? What is it? Like, share, subscribes.
It is I'm going strictly now on marketing campaigns I've seen recently on Instagram, whether it be photo, print, or video.
Okay.
So in 3rd place right now, we have Nike Swimming.
Okay.
Here's a nice photo from the recent photo shoot that they've had. Let me see if I can pull up another one. Let me put that one back up while I pull up their other one. No, that's the only one I have. And that's fine. But Nike Swim is interesting to me because they pop up every 2 years before the Olympics and then they disappear 2 months after the Olympics, and they repeat this cycle over and over again. How do I know? Because I was this young lady back in 2014 when they popped up on the scene before 2016.
Do you have that image for the people watching?
Ooh, do I have that image?
Yeah.
I'll try and find it.
Well, so that way, I mean, they know that we're for real about what we're saying, but just so everybody can know, like, yeah, there's pictures. We got the receipts.
We got the receipts. Yeah, let me see if I can pull that one up. So you've got, I always wonder why they do this method. It's like they can't, it's like they always try to take over the swim game, and they can because they have the money, they have the power, they have
Market
everything.
share.
Yeah, they have the market share to do it. And then they just like lose interest almost immediately. And it actually saddens me because why? They have good products.
Yeah.
It can be
I think
done.
I said it before. That's what I competed in, was the Nike suit when I was at Swim Act.
Yeah. Like it can be done, but what are we doing?
Yeah, and I think, maybe their window is past, but there was a time you had Aaron Pearsall under Nike, Ian Crocker under Nike, Brendan Hansen under Nike, right? So it's not like they haven't had the big names, but,
Yeah, so
let it go.
In second place, we have Tier. Now, Tier has semi-pivoted more into CrossFit, but
And I guess probably also triathlon just by adjacentness.
Yeah, but with that pivot, they've had some really cool marketing campaigns that have followed. Like you see this cool shot here of this lady, and then you have another
not doing muscle ups.
Not about pre-muscle up.
Yeah.
But I mean, even like some of their products, like their shoes. You see the shoe line?
Their shoes are flying.
Shoes are insane right now. The shoe game, yo, Tier, they got that shit on.
Yeah.
That shoe game. But I mean, yeah, so they haven't done as much in the swim realm. It's been kind of average, but on the CrossFit side, they got that shit on.
Yeah.
Now, number one, take a guess. Who do you think?
I'm going to say DeBoer on accident.
DeBoer on accident? Nah.
As far as like name in the ether, I'd say that. But number one, I'm going to say, this is why I was asking you for your standards, because I want to say Mizuno, but they don't market anything.
No, they don't.
So it has to be, and it's not Tier. Is it a swimwear company?
I'll give you a hint. Bing.
Ass Cheeks on Instagram?
Yes. Speedo.
Okay.
Speedo.
Yeah, Speedo's always had great marketing.
Speedo, really? I didn't think so. I thought they were kind of average. But,
I mean, but that's average is great when you're amongst swimmers.
Yeah, you put it that way. But now Speedo had, I feel like they're tied for first place with themselves because they've kind of done two different types of marketing that I've noticed.
Okay, go on.
The first one they did earlier in the year was they kind of leaned into the pseudo-sexual type marketing. And I think that was to break themselves out of the, just being a cookie cutter brand for a long time.
Okay.
So it was like,
I can see that.
When everyone says the word Speedo, what do you think? You think of that.
The brief.
Yeah. Lifeguard on the beach. Like there is, or that used to be some sort of sex symbol attached to it.
Yeah.
And that's died off in the years. So they've popped back. Let me remove this for the parents. So they've popped back on the scene. They've popped back on the scene with, a lot more leaning into that sex symbolism, right? So I found that interesting. But then recently there's been kind of an interesting shift that I've been a big fan of, and I'm sure you will be a big fan of too.
What is it?
They partnered up with HBCU, Howard University.
Oh, Black Adjacent. Shout out to
Black
Speedo. We've only been saying it.
Adjacent.
Yeah.
Black Adjacent. And let me tell you, this photo shoot has to be the flyest photo shoot I've ever seen in swimming.
Yeah, I bet it was. Because we got
Check.
that swagger, you know what I'm saying?
Look at this one. Oh, just brilliant. Brilliant. And then probably one of my favorites. Check this one out. Look at the sass, the zest, the spice, the attitude. Look at that.
I saw this picture.
You got my boy greased down on the diving board with the back. Oh, he got that shit on. Speedo for the win.
Okay.
Speedo
I'm
for
feeling
the
it, Speedo. I'm feeling it.
I like it.
Yeah, dang. You get the sexual part and the black athlete part.
Speedo had that shit on. So that's my top 3 right now. Everyone else, what are y'all doing? Just everyone else, terrible.
Yeah.
Let me just say, your marketing's terrible. You're recycling the same shots that people have used in the past 20 years. Like, I am tired of seeing those same shots of, oh, this person's swimming, person celebrating off the block, hero pose. God, like, dude, do something different.
Yeah.
So,
Here's an idea for anybody, right? Have them, I'd put them behind the block or like in the chair, the ready chair that's usually the timers are in. You sit them in there. I'm going to kind of make it. And you have them with a feet up on like the block with some type of equipment just chilling. Maybe they got their headphones on and then you hit them with the ice tray, gum drop, pinky in the gum line, give them some diamond fangs. Ooh, wee. That's a shot right there.
So, since you asked for it, I found one of the Nike shots.
Oh, here we go.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
Here we go, people.
There's one.
Oh, let me pull this out. I got it.
Yours truly.
The blue suit. That was my favorite one. It was a nice color, too.
Yours truly. And then there's this one. I can't find the full photo of it, but let me see.
Yeah, the Speedo one.
No, this one is the
brief.
This was me with the goggles. Let's see. It's blurry. But this photo is what I used to model the Night Swim logo.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that came from a photo of me. Yeah. So Nike, you're still in the top 3, but y'all let Speedo take it this year. Anywho, that's it on marketing from my angle.
Yeah, it's not good. Like we've said, guys, look, you want to be the trailblazer in this marketing game. Look at us with Yahoo Sports, right? Like, you think we pulled that off because we don't know how to push ourselves in the void? Okay.
Do something right.
Yeah. Like, I'll have you give me, like, if you got a swim shoe or something, man, I'll put together a photo. Actually, I won't. I'm too lazy. But I got the ideas.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Put those, you gotta, like, I don't know. It's almost like people don't absorb media. Like, I remember even like you're now doing it, right, with just like having YouTube videos going in the background, right? And it's just like watching stuff on YouTube, watching pictures, like, oh, that's cool. Like, how can I put my own flavor on it? That's the issue.
Flavor is
No flavor. We got bland chicken. We got bland chicken in these swimming marketing departments. So yeah, that's why Speedo's photo shoot, you know, I'm gonna let y'all figure out what we talking about. We talking about the bland seasoning, okay? But yeah, it makes a lot of sense now that I say that. Yeah, you got some bland seasoning going on in these swimming marketing departments.
There she is. Found the photo. There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Like, even you think about the night swim stuff, right? Like, obviously Elvis, he took inspiration from this photo. I said I took my inspiration when I was a delinquent here in Austin in my 20s, I'd be going to night swim at Barton Creek. If you go there, you get in trouble. That's what in the opening and in the closing, what do I say? The lifeguards are gone. It's time to get this night swim on. Oh, you think I made up off the freestyle at the top of my head, even though I know you could believe it, that I can see the flashlights moving while they're running over here? You think I made that up? No. Okay. I've had to run out of Barton Springs at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I saw the flashlight like chopping, swinging through the air. Like, you take inspiration from your life.
Yeah. Swimmers, y'all need marketing help. I'll let you, boy. I got you.
Also, make sure you're an adult when you do this, because your parents are going to have to take responsibility if you get in trouble. Don't screw your parents over. And even adults don't do it, because you're going to be like, who came up with this idea? And I don't know what the statute of limitations is. So,
also, swim companies, if you all need help with your marketing, I'll let you, boy.
Yeah. All right. Race more. So, in general, how do you feel about this? Like, I agree and I don't agree at the same time.
Yeah. So, director of whatever his title is, Greg Meehan at USA Swimming.
National team director.
Yeah, whatever. Came out with this brilliant new piece of data that they found that says that racing more gives you better results in the end. And I just wanted to say, duh, we told you this. I told you all this months ago. Night swim is always right, always first. I told a story how the entire summer, I basically just went to every swim meet possible. And each meet got faster and faster and faster. And that's when I realized, oh, you have to train to race in order to race better. In fact, people were making fun of me because I said, in order to go fast, you got to go fast.
Yeah, but it's too simple. It's too simple.
But so I know you say you agree and disagree, but I agree that you race more, you're going to get better results, because I've seen it. I implement it with anyone that I've been training, and I implement it in my own training, and it just makes sense. You have to practice racing, because when you get to the race, how do you know what to do?
Yeah. So that's where I disagree. I agree with it. You do need to race more. I think it should be a practice thing. I think you need to race more all the time, like especially or simulate racing. Get your tempo up for practice for 2 hours, whatever it is. I think I wouldn't say
that different than what we're saying.
At a swim meet, you go to a meet, you're only doing. I believe hard work works still. I think swimmers can be a lot smarter about it, to where you don't need 6,000 meters. You can probably get it done in 3 to 4. But at a swim meet, you're only racing fast like 3 times.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm saying if you are doing training at tempo or going fast in practice, you're going to do more than 3 attempts. I look at more of like a calibration. Like, what are you calibrating your body to do? Right. And in the swim meet, you're only really going to get one time to experience being fatigued and still having to go fast. Whereas I can simulate that over and over and over again in a practice until you fail, and then we can go home. Mm-hmm. So that's where I disagree. Like, if you're racing more and sacrificing practice, I don't agree. But if you're racing more and you're still taking care of practice, or you're racing in practice and then maybe doing 1 meet a month, I agree with that.
Okay. So, this is a good one where we disagree. So I believe you should sacrifice practice to race at a swim meet. And here's why. Because
all right, here's what you got to consider, though. I want you to consider this. A swim meet, we're talking about like 5 days. So when you say race more, do you mean 5 days of a month? That's 1 meet.
No, not that type of meet. I mean, meets 2-day, 3-day meets. Talking about,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That's still 2 days. So that means they're only training 4 days a week. You go 4 meets, let's say 3, right? So that's 3 weeks where you're really only doing 4 practices.
Not even
4 days.
Let's say you do 1 meet a month. Or 2.
Okay.
1 to 2 a month.
Okay. I'm tripping then. Because you're right. Pros are not doing 1 meet a month.
Not even close.
Yeah. I'm thinking, I got confused with like club swimming too. Okay. Because club swimming, they're doing 1 a month.
Yeah. Now, I believe in sacrificing practice for a swim meet.
Okay.
Because
under that rule, I agree with you.
Yeah. And you made a comment where you said you want to simulate the race in practice, therefore you wouldn't have to go to the meet. Where I feel going to the it's different when you're at the meet. When those bright lights hit you, you're in finals, the crowd goes quiet. I'm not saying impossible, but it's very hard to simulate that feeling in practice.
Yeah, but like Michael Jordan said, practice is supposed to be harder than the meets.
It's supposed to be.
Right? Like, everybody says that, like, you fall to your level of training, right? And I think Penn Packs, in a way, I don't know how I know this. It looks like they fell to their level of training, especially the Texas swimmers. Like when I watching them, you watch them race, it looks like, and you touched on this when you said if the whole point of a pro group is to push each other. Like they looked like being pushed was unfamiliar.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But
look how many meets they did this year. And then, we were making fun of them for their Longhorn Elite, whatever the hell they did. Was that really a meet?
Yeah. I want to say this real quick too. Let me plug this in here. On my comment about wearing the UT stuff pro group, I'd snatch that shit off your back right now. I want to throw that out there. Yeah, you ain't rocking this. You weren't born bleeding burnt orange. You want to show up in here and then go to this meeting and do that? Man, give me that. So don't put your ASU t-shirt on. Get out of my face. I don't want to hear nothing about that no more.
So, you made me forget what I was going to say.
Yeah, race more. I think going once a month, I think that's perfect.
Okay, so
I think it's perfect.
I was talking about simulation. Now, how do you simulate 3 seconds left on the clock? I have to hit this shot to win the championship in practice. It's hard. You see what I mean? You can't simulate that in practice. You can do drills of like, okay, put 3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
If
There's things you can't get. Okay.
Right. Yeah. I make the shot, the whole team has to do 10 laps if I miss. Or, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of add pressure to it to kind of simulate it, but there's still nothing. It ain't the same. That's what I get from a swim meet. It's like you get a taste of it in practice, but once you get to the meet, it's like, yeah, it's different. The people are staring at you now. Like there's 2 points. You know what I mean? Like you got to win this relay. So the more you expose yourself or your athletes to that level of pressure, then the big meet becomes easier because it's, we've been down a relay 7 times this year. I got this.
Yeah. Visualization is much more crisp.
This ain't nothing. I can do this. And when you see these athletes performing poorly at swim meets, they look like they've never swam a swim meet. stroke all over the place, crazy. Like, what are we doing? That's how they look.
Yeah. Okay,
Race.
I'm with you. And for the world out there, because I know people have egos, you don't even recognize it. Like, that's what it looks like to be like, you know what? You're right. I'm not right. It's, I didn't just have a freaking comet just come through my house. Right. Everything's fine. Okay. So everybody check yourselves. All right. It's okay to be like, you know what, Summer, you're right. That was unacceptable. Like it's okay, guys. It's okay to lose and acknowledge it and not be right and acknowledge it.
The clutch and pearls are there.
Yeah. All right. So our final topic is on race strategy. So I think this is a really good one.
Yeah, this came from a commenter on YouTube, actually. I wish I could find the comment, but they said, can you all do a topic on front end speed versus back end speed? They actually said why we think front end speed is better, which I think we may have alluded to in some of our talks before. And, I made a comment. I was like, I thought we talked about this before when we talked about what it would take for a woman to break 51 or break 50 point in the 100 free. And we talked about front end
and
speed.
We're getting there.
We're getting close. Nice one was right.
Nice one about to be right again.
Yeah, about to be right again.
49.99. Get ready, guys.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? Let me just pull that topic for our technique topic.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and answer first. When you have more natural 50 speed, it's easier. Okay, one step back. You got to think about competing, right? And I think a lot of these swimmers at this meet, watching their faces, they're like, "Oh, I didn't go." And that's the trap too of like, did I beat myself? Like all that talk about swimming. Oh, like, yeah, you lost, but did you do better? Bump all that. We out here to compete, which means I'm trying to bust the ass of this person next to me. I'm trying to make him scared next time he sees me on that heat sheet. Oh, I got to race stacks. I'm winning off of just the mental game. Okay. I think them swimming bad caused more bad swimming because they weren't competing.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're talking about race strategy, I think there's benefits. I'm going to give you 3 benefits. One, the last one being my favorite. One, it's easier to go a fast time, right? So if Cam, you usually want to be about 1 second short of your fastest 50 time in the 100 free. Cam, that's 20.8, which means he could theoretically be out 21.8. And usually the fastest 50 freestyles you'll see in 100 free is like 22.2. And he's chilling going 21.8. So he's about to light up everybody. Like the race is over. And psychologically, like the athletes know this. So when you see it and you experience it, they're immediately checked out. So Cam's beating everybody halfway through the race or before the race, right? That's number one. The second thing about why front speed is more important is it gives you a lot more versatility of how you want to do your strategy. So you could be out slow or off effort and still be fast. You could go out even with anybody. So now I don't even need to be in the front. I just need to be even or within what I call striking distance, right? Where you can run them down and go by them going into the wall, which means now you're going to try even less. So now imagine Cam. Like Cam could probably breathe every third stroke in a 50 free and go 22-2, not trying. That is frightening. Okay.
Well, he did it in prelims at Commonwealth and went 21-3.
Yeah. So exactly, right? Like the race is over. It's over. Just cancel Christmas, go home, see you next year. And then the final one, my favorite. You get to build your legend. You get to build your fucking legend. Okay. I remember when I was a kid, when you go into that wall, even with everybody, and then you just put the afterburners on them, that swimmers be writing that cheesy shit, eat my bubbles, and you actually get to make them eat your bubbles. Oh man, you got people talking about it. I remember I broke the zones record. I'd still have it. It'd be like a 30, see, I was 16. It'd be a 20-year-old record if it wasn't for the super suits. Okay. And I remember 2 years later, next year I went to the diversity select camp. It was the restarting of it. And I had people at that camp who were at zones being like, yo, I remember your race from last year. They're like, yo, you burned everybody that second. And there's people in the race saying that, like, yeah, I thought I was going to win it, and I saw you just leave me in the dust. 2 years later, at the national select camp, same thing. Yeah, I remember you from zones, blah, 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 blah. So now going into college, these are all guys like North Carolina recruits, Auburn recruits, when Auburn was balling, Cal, like these are the top swimmer high schoolers in the country going to these meets or going to college now, and they like, we know who Dax Hill is, right? And it feels good. And you know, you want to feel good when you racing, right? When you know that everybody knows who you are and they know they can't touch you. They know the race is over if they can't get in front of you. Like, you become the man. And that's how you get your marketing up.
I've always been a big proponent of fly and die. And people seem to think that's like, they almost talk about it as if it's a non-masculine thing to do. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's like very brave.
Like they talk about it as if it's a bad strategy, and the best strategy is to even split, or if you negative split something, like, oh my gosh, look at the balls on this guy. He's great. He negative split. When I see someone negative split, I'm like, you fucking saved up.
Yeah.
How are you going faster? Yeah. How are you going faster at the end? What were you doing the whole time? It's like those movies when the guy's, running away from the cops in the car, and then all of a sudden he finds another gear and he shifts and then he blasts. I'm like,
yeah. Fast and Furious, only upshifts.
Yeah. Like how many gears did you have and why were you waiting?
Yeah.
That's how you all look when you negative split something. Now, I remember when I was in high school, when I discovered fly and die. It was a sectionals meet, I believe. And Ricky Barons was in my heat, just slaughtering everybody. And it was 100 fly. And I was like, you know what, coach? I got nothing to lose. Like, I'm barely in this final. Like, wasn't supposed to be here. Let's just see what I'm gonna try something new. I'm just going to sprint the first 50 as if it's a 50 fly, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
And my coach busted out laughing in my face. And then,
as he maybe should.
As he should. And then he kind of stopped and he thought about it and he goes, you know what?
Let's do it.
Go. Do it. Bro. No one has forgotten that.
Yeah.
I led the first 75 by like a body length. Now, did I die and get run down? Yes, I did. Did I move up like 4 places from my seed? Yes, I did. Did I drop 2.5 seconds from my best time? Yes, I did. So the benefits outweighed all of the risks by far. Now, people saw that race and they're like, oh, that kid went out and died and lost. But what I saw was, I just dropped 2 seconds from a time I had been stuck at for 1.5 years. I was in 8th place and now I finished 4th. And now I have a new best time. That's a win-win-win for me.
Yeah.
So ever since then, fly and die is the way to go.
Yeah. And that'll definitely get you some points too. That's another legend building, right? Because like you said, I can see what you say. You're almost guaranteeing yourself a loss because you're going to get ran down by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a lot of guts to give yourself a chance to win, right? You can race strategy yourself into a win. You can swim smart and win, but that lane 8 outside smoke, like a lot of times that person's got no chance. And the chance of a chance is they have to go a certain split, which is probably close to their best time. I remember we had this boy, shout out to Levi, that was his name. And he was 12 years old. And this kid, he would go a minute in practice, and then undersized kid, late bloomer, and he'd dive a minute. So I remember he was like, "Oh, so how should I pace this?" And I was like, "You better gas this." I was like, because the tags time was 2:02. I was like, "You of all people, you're not going out 1:02 and coming back in a minute." Right. I was like, "You need to gas this thing at a minute and hang on and hope you come back 1:02." And he did. He pushed himself. He was out tied for first, and then he fell off at the end, but he went that tags time, 2:02. And then he went to, tags, and he went 2:01, almost broke 2 minutes at finals. But it's like sometimes you got to do something crazy to give yourself a chance, right? And I got 2 micro stories also. I got 3 stories. Second story, when I was being recruited to swim at Texas, Neil Caskey, shout out to Neil.
Neil Caskey.
So we were in the 200 free final, right? And he was top qualifier lane 4. I think he went like 136 or 37. And I was 139. I was like 3rd place, I think, because I was right next to him. Yeah, 3rd place. So I'm beating Neil at the 50, right? And I'm, like I said, I'm a 139. He's 137, like top recruit in the country, him and Jimmy. Definitely the top 2 in Texas. I'm beating him at the 75. I'm beating him at the 100, and then I fall. I forget what all my other splits were, but my last split was like a 26.5 in a 200 free, right? Not good at all. So I went from classy to ashy, right? And then when Eddie came to recruit me, he said that we want Dax because he's not afraid, right? I'm willing to put myself in position to win. He's like, we can coach the rest, right? But having somebody who's going to go out there and do what it takes to give themselves a shot, that's the guy you want to recruit. And then the second story, also in utter failure, 200 freestyle, my sophomore year, the whole year, I'm talking, this is on my Instagram. I don't think I've ever told this story on Night Swim. Ooh. So that summer, I moved up to middle distance, right? So 2010, summer of my freshman year. And we go to nationals. I make the WUGS team. So I'm hot stuff now in my head. And Ricky and David have retired. David Walters and Ricky Behrens. And I'm just on Instagram talking shit every day. Countdown to the destruction of hashtag. Countdown to the destruction of Ricky Behrens and David Walters. And then the day number, right? And every day I'm just on Twitter talking trash. And we get to the meet. I smoke David in prelims. We get to finals, and I'm out. Ricky's at my feet for the whole first 175, and then I just blow a gasket on the last 25. And Ricky smokes me. I go from first place to 3rd, but I also go 134.1, which was the fastest time in college at the time. So it was the second. No, it was the fastest. Yeah, because John Bassan had graduated. So. So you got to, it's not even about the fly and die. It's if I'm going to try and win this, I got to do something crazy. And that goes into training. Get your ass to Australia, Simone. You got to do something crazy.
See, I think the reason people fear the fly and die method is because visually it's not pretty. Because they attribute getting run down because you went out fast. And the truth is, you were going to lose that race anyway.
Yeah.
Now you've lost the race with a better time. And that's not what people see, because I'll just use simple numbers for mathematics' sake. If you take your race out into 20 point and come back in 24, you may be able to relax a little bit and take it out in 22, but you're probably still only coming back in 23.5.
Right.
So you're better off going out fast because your comeback speed won't change that much. It's your front end speed is much more controllable than your back end speed.
Yeah. There's a hard ceiling because you're going from a push.
Exactly. So the ceiling is greater from the front end speed. So that's why I believe front end speed is better than back end speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So flying die, kids.
Flying die,
Every
yeah.
time.
These kids are gonna go to a swim meet, and all of their some coach are gonna have all their swimmers doing flying die. You're like, what's going on? Oh, we were listening to Night Swim.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then they're all gonna go best times. And I won't feel bad about it at all.
That would be funny. But yeah, man, you gotta. I mean, it's playing to win. It's playing to win. Flying die, you're playing to win. You might not lose, but you might win. Everything else, you're swimming your own race. May not. It usually doesn't work.
Right.
Right. You may drop a few tenths or whatever, taper, and but sometimes you got to switch it up. Right. I mean, that was a big part of my question to Sam, is about, do you race now to try and punk people, or is it still like a pacing race about the 400 freestyle? He's like, no, you're trying to punk them as soon as you can, and you can't do that if you don't have that front speeder. You're not willing to push the race in uncomfortable parts, whether it's the first 50, whether it's the middle of the 1500. It's that middle 100 and the 200. Like, if you can't, and this is why I say the thing about the competing thing from Team USA at Pan Pacs. If you're not playing to win and like the mental game, oh man, this person's going. If I don't go, I'm not gonna be able to catch them. And then they keep going, or you wait, you're like, oh no, they're gonna run out of gas, and they don't. Like, the race is over. There's so much goes into the mental game with the race strategy. And I'm not talking about like thinking about what you're doing. I'm talking about taking out other swimmers.
Yeah. And there's two things I can tack onto that too, is people are probably thinking we're only talking about sprints, but look what Sam Short did to everybody.
Yep.
Flying and dying. Look what Lanny Pallister did to Katie Ledecky. By the time Katie Ledecky tried to back half it, it was too late.
Yeah, race is over.
Race is over, and Lanny's just sprinting home. Can't catch up. I'm telling you, going out is the way to go. Second thing is I'm old enough to remember when the 200 free turned from a middle distance event to a sprint event. And I remember
Englishman?
Simon Burnett.
Simon Burnett, yeah. So Australian, my bad. I was thinking about the new Jack.
I thought he was English. You may be right.
No, he's yeah, you're right. He is English. He's British.
Okay, so
yeah.
You're right to begin with.
Yeah.
Simon Burnett.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite races. Y'all should go watch that. Go Simon Burnett, 131.2. Awesome race.
So this was probably the first time human beings had seen somebody take the 200 freestyle out fast.
Hard
Fast. Like, people are like, this man is nuts. And he went 131. And people scratched their head for a long time on that one. And it wasn't until people started saying, you know what? The only way we're going to beat that time is to race it the same way he did, to go out hard.
Yeah.
Go out fast. And then ever since then, people's first 100 was like top 8 of what the 100 would have been at NCAAs. And you're like, oh, this is getting competitive.
Right.
Now it's like the first 50 is getting up there too. It's like, yo. So just took one guy to do it. Now everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
And now you got Sam Short doing it in the 400 and the 800. It's only a matter of time. Lanny Pallister, only a matter of time.
Yeah. So shout out to the game changers.
When these girls start really doing it in the 100 free, we're going to start seeing the 50 points in the 49s.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. It is coming.
And you will say Night Swim was right.
Night Swim was right. Remember that when you're in the Swim Swam comments.
Shout out Swim Swam.
All right, y'all. So that is it. Once again, make sure that you are joining that membership. You're going to have access to part 2 of the Lochte interview, as well as whatever our first clip is we released from this podcast. That will be available for everybody, but that's part 2 of the Lochte interview will only be available to the Night Swim members. You can get on there and get yourself some Burrow's Best for free. We'll probably talk behind the scenes on what type of schedule, but I anticipate it'll be like the end of the week or something like that. And, join the winning team, guys. Like I said, I'm also going to have my content up there, some technique reviews, drills that you can do at home with your swimming. I have one that's involving handstands for teaching freestyle kick. And the kids love it, and then they kicks his ball one. So, we're going to have a lot of good content in that membership. But you know what time it is, guys. We see the lights flickering in the distance. We got to get up out here before we end up in the clinker. Elvis, what do you have to say as parting words to the people?
Thank you all for joining us. We're on Yahoo Sports as well. Things are looking up for Night Swim. We have the smallest podcast with the biggest reach right now. So
the monkey with the big nuts.
Should we be calling ourselves monkeys? For the obvious reasons why we shouldn't.
Man, I'm silverback out here, Shout out to Hunter Armstrong. Hunter Silverback Armstrong.
You know what? We're breaking stereotypes, so why not?
Yeah. Just remember that. The silverbacks.
We are the silverbacks of
the swim game.
Of the swim game right now.
Yeah.
Whether we all want to believe it or not.
Yeah. Also, I didn't mention this, we don't usually clip the ending, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in here for people who watch the full episodes. The time that the flashlights thing has only happened twice, right? And the first time it happened, I was there with a girl. And I remember, so we take off running right up the hill at Barton Springs, and they were doing like construction in the park. So there were like these nets up. And I remember running. I looked over and I just see her just splat right into the net. Like the whole thing falls over. She has to like climb out of it.
Oh.
I just remember looking over and just seeing her. It's like an orange net and just.
I got hit with flashlights before. It was I got hit with flashlights and the red and blue lights, police lights.
Oh geez, man.
So it was Miami Beach. Same thing with a girl trying to do some night swim. And Miami Beach, they shut that beach down at X o'clock. So
oh really?
Yeah. When they see if they see bodies in the water, you get that flashlight on you, and then the police roam the shoreline with their little golf carts with the red and blue lights on top.
Yeah.
They lit us up, put the spotlight on us, and we just went sprinting up.
Yeah, you gotta get up out of there.
Yeah, we got hit.
Good times. Good times.
God.
In your 20s, guys. In your 20s. So once again, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think. Join our membership so you can get access to the exclusive content drops. And we will see y'all later. Peace.
Good night from Night Swim.